Hello and welcome to D.O.N.E. D.arrin O.ffends Nearly Everyone. I just wanted to do a quick little video because it's been, well, quite a while since I've done one, and a lot has happened here in America. The biggest thing, most recently, is the Las Vegas shootings. This was, as I understand it, one madman who actually planned and executed this mass shooting. He's a homegrown Osama bin Laden. He made plans, built devices, bought the equipment to hurt Americans. This was intentional. There's no other way around it. But it did make a huge security hole that Americans don't seem to recognize, and I think I need to get this out there. I know the government, the FBI, the CIA, they're aware of this, but the laws are actually made by the people, and therefore, until the people understand what security risk this is, all the law enforcers can do is try and compensate. The number one thing that it drove home to me is the fact that you can come to America, go to gun shows, collect, they're semi-automatic weapons, but then you can buy the conversion kits to turn them into fully automatics, and all of this without any background checks, without verifying that that license that you have is a legitimate U.S. license. A terrorist could travel to the U.S. and, given a little bit of time, actually execute hundreds of people without the bomb and still spread mass terror. If a suicide bomber really wanted to destroy a lot of people, it's not bombs that are going to do it. It's going to be guns. It's going to be these fully automatics. And so that's why I wanted to get out there and declare fully that I support the gun control laws. I am a gun owner, okay? I like my guns. I don't use them nearly as often as maybe I could, but I do like them. I like having them. I have a rifle for if I need to go out hunting deer. You know, the apocalypse happens and I need to kill me some food. I've got that. I've also got a 9mm for home security, which anybody who knows a lot about guns says 9mm is a bad home security gun because you're not only going to shoot the perp, you're going to shoot your neighbor standing behind him. 9mm go a long ways. They penetrate very well. But that's what I want for home security, because if I am to try and scare the guy out of the house, I want the ability to shoot through the wall. Why? Because he's going to piss himself that someone is shooting at him. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I have 2 guns. I have multiple weapons, but 2 guns. So I support the gun laws. I want to have a registry that says Joe down the street has these type of firearms. And it's not for me to know what Joe has. It's so that the law enforcement knows, hey, this guy has stockpiled 23 semi-automatic weapons that can be easily converted to fully automatic weapons. That way they can keep an eye on him, watch his activity, and possibly prevent another mass shooting. Now, could that get out of hand and cause the police to say, okay, now he has 23 automatic weapons, so we need to go and break in and stop him from doing this? Okay, that is a little extreme. They should not be violating personal space, but they have to be aware that something is occurring, something is coming. With these gun shows, the way that they are set up, as long as you have a valid driver's license, that's enough identity proof that you are a United States citizen that you can go in and you can buy these things for cash. That's ridiculous. There's no background checks. There's no way of actually knowing whether or not the person you're buying to is working with a convicted convict. You know, they have papers, they have legalese, you know, protecting themselves. But the laws themselves are made intentionally to make it easy to buy weapons. Granted, you're going to pay a little bit more because these gun shows, yeah, they offer you deals. You can get them cheaper elsewhere through background checks and all of that. The gun shows is just to try and overwhelm you with the amount of variety and make you impulse buy. Now, the reason why they don't want background checks at these gun shows is because it takes out that impulse buy feel. And so I started thinking about it, and you know, I study economics. That's the field I want to get into. So I started looking at this from an economic point of view. What if we had a pre-registry? A license that says you have gone through a simple background check, not the, you know, that you've done the 30 days, but it's been previous. It's been in the last 90 that you've had your 30-day background check. So then you have this little card with an expiration date, obviously, that proves you are who you say you are. So you show your license, you show this card, and lo and behold, you have passed the background check, and therefore can buy the weapon. Impulse buy, positive. The other thing that could do is we are so advanced now that we could have a national registry, a database, that you show your driver's license. Driver's licenses, real ID driver's licenses have the barcode thing. You can barcode and have it look up in a database somewhere and see if you have passed background checks. All you'd have to do is go onto a website prior to the gun show and register 30 days prior, because it's a 30-day background check. 30 days prior that you want to purchase weapons at that gun show. Whether you do or not, it does not matter. You just intend to possibly purchase guns at this gun show, so you register on this website. They do the background check ahead of time, and then when you show your driver's license, they can scan that barcode. It looks it up on the database. Did you pass? Did you not? If you passed, you can buy the gun right there. Everybody's happy, including those of us who support gun control laws. That's one of the major things that seems to be a theme with the NRA, is they don't care about other people's rights. They care about their rights to own guns. They don't care about your safety. They think if you want to be safe, you're going to own a gun. What if you're trying to be safe from a gun? Utah did a program a few years ago, buy back your weapon. And they were paying $50 for handguns, because the goal was that if you just have a handgun sitting there, you haven't used it in years, a thief could break into your house, use your gun to shoot you, and escape with your stuff. That's a nice idea, and that does actually happen. But the times that it happened, that made national news, was 3 times. Now, I imagine that it did actually happen a lot more than just those 3 recorded times. But there were 3 recorded incidences where that had actually happened in real life. And that really spurred on Utah's gun buyback thing. Now, there were a couple execution problems in that some of those guns actually ended up, after being bought back out on the street in the hands of criminals because of corruption. The number one problem with the American system, whether you're talking economics or politics or pretty much anything, the number one problem is corruption. Now, corruption exists in every country of the world, and anybody from across the seas tries to tell me that's not true, take a good look at your government. There is corruption. It exists in every country in the world. But with America, because the laws are made by the people for the people, the corruption of our representatives actually makes it to where, well, what is it, lord and serfs, where you have the people who, oh, well, you know, I'm a politician, I get to do this. But the fact is, they can't. They're a U.S. citizen. They're supposed to be representing us. And when they get corrupt, we get hurt. There's no other way around it. They actually start to believe their own spin that they deserve extra because of their position. That's been in every state politic, every federal politics, as long as I've been alive. The people in the power believe that they have a manifest destiny to be there. And I guess we're going to have to prove them wrong. Vote them out, vote in good people, the people who keep a level head and don't think that they deserve the position they've been given. But at the same time, we have to be able to get a handle on this gun control thing. And as long as there's corruption, the NRA, which there are millions of dollars of bribery. Oh, I'm sorry. What is it called? What is it called? Thoughtful legislation going through in the federal government. The NRA is bribing our senators. They really are. Giving them lifetime memberships, and this is a documented fact. The NRA will give lifetime memberships to senior senators and congressmen if they will vote against gun control laws. How many lifetime memberships do you actually need? And yet they continue to get these lifetime memberships. Well, there's a dollar amount that is associated with a lifetime membership. It's like, I don't know, like $5,000 or something. I don't remember what it is. Well, they can only receive the lifetime membership once, right? But there is that dollar amount. I personally believe, I have not seen evidence for this, but I personally believe that what they're doing is they're saying that they're giving a lifetime membership when they're actually giving the dollars for that lifetime membership, and actually a lot more. But it would take a investigative reporter working for the Ethics Commission to find something that would say, that's not quite right. That would be a good job for me, actually. Now that I think about it, that would really be a good job. Economic reporter for the Ethics Commission. I would eat that up. People out there in the internet, vote for me to be an economics investigator for the Ethics Commission. I'd love it. Okay, anyway. The gun control laws, if we didn't have the corruption, if we didn't have the politicians being total dickwads, sorry, then we would get these gun control laws. America would get a safe haven as far as guns. We could own our guns. We could strap them to our waist. No, it's not the Wild West anymore. But we could have our guns, and we could prove to the world that we are not a bunch of freaking cowboys, a bunch of freaking idiots running around shooting up the Old West. That's what a lot of the world sees us as, is these old-time Western movies. Ba-pow, ba-pow, ba-pow. Well, those are some of the very same things that are used against our Muslim brothers, saying these guys are out of control because what do when they have a rally? They start shooting guns up in the air. I'm sorry, but ISIS is a redneck of another freaking country. And you don't believe me? Take a good look at America. We have terrorists who would just as soon kill Americans, blacks, for no other reason than they are black. No other reason. That's it. They would like to kill them. Well, in ISIL, ISIS, and all of those Hamas or whatever, they want to kill for no other reason than the person they're killing doesn't match what they are. Period. And so we have an example with this Las Vegas one of a homegrown terrorist. He truly was. There was no other way around it. Sorry, my alarm went off. There's no other way around it. He was a homegrown terrorist. And we have... I'm going to go with thousands because I don't think it's quite millions yet. But there are thousands of people in the U.S. who would do the exact same thing, not at a country concert, but at a black rally. We are just as bad as the people we're trying to keep out of America. You know, Trump is talking about, oh, we need to close up our borders. We need to ban travel from these dangerous countries. We need to be on that freaking list. We are dangerous for the most part. We treat people absolutely insanely, and then we get upset when someone tries to treat us the same. If we put gun control laws, we could stop a lot of the killing that happens in the U.S. by U.S. citizens. And I'm not talking the home invasion type thing. I am talking about the rage, I'm right, you're wrong killings that have happened way, way too often. You know, I wanted to do a 5-minute video, and I'm pushing 17 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Vote for me. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you listen to this, please contact your senators, contact your congressmen. Say, look, it's not that we need to remove guns from people's houses. Because that's what they're being told the liberals want, is to remove guns from people's houses. We don't want to do that. What we do want to do is have a registry of how many guns that person has. If that person has guns that can be made fully automatic. Because that's dangerous. Yes, I do know how. I have the knowledge to turn my semi-automatic pistol into a fully automatic pistol. The government needs to know this. Not that I have the knowledge, but the government needs to know that I have that pistol that has that flaw, that capability. It's a machining capability, so it's actually changing the way that the gun works, and therefore isn't really a flaw in manufacturing. But some of these guns that are being made are made with conversion kits. The manufacturers make it so that you can convert these guns. Why is that an option? The conversion kit should be under lock and key, should be certified license, military, police only. In fact, sometimes I don't even think police. I think that the police are given way too much leverage on what type of guns they can use. They're supposed to be peacekeepers. They don't need assault rifles, fully automatic assault rifles. I think police departments should be able to get these things because, yes, if there's a riot, I want the police to have fully automatics, but I don't think an individual police officer should be able to get it without an application, without applying for it. And obviously, if a U.S. citizen wants to apply for it, they can go through the background checks. The NRA, the way that it is set up currently, they want to remove all background checks from every gun purchase. That means that if you wanted a fully automatic assault rifle, all you have to do is buy the semi-automatic assault rifle and buy the conversion kit, both of which are capable of a U.S. citizen buying, and it takes about 10 minutes to make the conversion. Oh my God, why? I went back on that rant. I'm going to wrap it up, this time for real. So, this is D.arrin, and I'm done.